Greetings one and all. Welcome back to my kitchen here today for a cost of living special. So yeah, lots of us, I don't know about other countries, but here in Australia, lots of us have been doing it a little bit hard lately. I mean, I'm not trying to say we're a developing country or anything, but yeah, high inflation at the moment, high rents, interest rates going up really high. Yeah, some of us are having to squeeze a few more dollars out of our budget, and that includes our food budget. So today I'm going to be doing a really tasty dish that you can do on a budget, and it's obviously, you know, by the title, that's going to be savoury mince. And yeah, let's say it's still going to be nice. It's still going to be easy. We'll just get on with it. First thing I want to do is I've got one large brown onion. I'm just going to give that a bit of a fry off, a bit of a saute. We're just going to soften those. And as we're doing these ingredients, let's just talk about them. Brown onions, they're as cheap as anything. I went to my veggie place this morning. I mean, I'm not going to break down exactly how much they cost because I can't remember, but one brown onion, trust me, doesn't cost you much money. Alrighty, so that onion's been sauteing away there for a minute or two. I should say I've been doing mine in some olive oil, which I know isn't the cheapest oil, but that's what I happen to have in my pantry. So yeah, we're using things that are in our pantry as well. So there's those onions. I'm just going to add, I've got 3 cloves of garlic that I've just chopped. And I'm also going to add just 1 carrot that I bought this morning that I've just sort of cut in half and then just sliced. Like I've cut it in half long ways and then sliced. And it was very inexpensive, that carrot. Now also in the veggie section this morning, they had, let me see, whole cobs of fresh corn, like so. I know I marked down to $1 each. I bought 2, but for this recipe, I only want 1. Now I just stripped the kernels off that cob for this recipe. And not everyone likes corn in their savoury mince. I do. And one thing people do often put in savoury mince that I don't is peas, simply because I don't like peas so much. So consider this a substitute for the peas. Alright, just stir them around. And again, just going to briefly saute them. Alrighty guys, so it's literally just a minute or 2 later. Now of course, savoury mince, we need some mince, or as my American friends call it, ground meat. So I'm using beef today. This is 1 kg of ground beef, or mince beef, as we call it here. Now again, saving money, I realise, I know a lot of people out there are going to say, yeah, that's not as cheap as it used to be, and it's not, but you can save a bit of money, like I did this morning, going to your butcher, and I often have specials like 2 kg or 4 kg buy, and that's what I did this morning. I did a 2 kg buy, even though I only wanted 1 kg. I split 1 kg off it, the rest, the other kgs in the freezer for use another time, set another way. Just save a few bucks. And we're just going to fry that off now, brown it off, crunching it up with my spoon. And I'll get on with that and I'll get back to you. Alrighty. Now next, just again in my pantry, but you do need to get some of these if you haven't got them. I've got here a couple of sachets of tomato paste, and I'm not sure how much exactly is in one of these. I think it might be a couple of tablespoons, so maybe you want to put in the equivalent would be about 4 tablespoons. Yeah, that looks, oh, yeah, maybe 1.5, so maybe about 3 tablespoons or 2 sachets of tomato paste. And about the same, I've got about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'll put that in. And I might put in a little bit of black pepper at this stage as well, ground black pepper. Just holding off from the salt for a minute because I'm going to be adding some stock to this too. And we'll see how salty that stock is before we start adding salt. But for now, I'll just stir that paste and Worcestershire sauce through our mince and just let it continue to saute for a little bit longer. Alrighty, so my savoury mince there has been sauteing away there for 5 or 6 minutes. I've been stirring it a couple of times during that time. Now, I've billed this like the budget prices special. Also for me, it's a bit of a nostalgic special as well. Now, when I was a younger lad, like in my early teens, my stepmother used to make a very similar dish to this. In fact, almost exactly the same. And to pad it out, well, not just to pad it out, but just for taste and presentation as well, she used to add some of these shell pastas, like so. And I'm going to do the same today. I've got 2 cups of those, and that's just dried shell pasta. Now I'm going to add into here dry at the moment. Now, the next thing I'm going to add, which she would probably not have added because it wouldn't have been available back then, is I've got 1 cup little packet of this ready-made liquid beef stock, and this is actually quite a good brand. Now, usually you wouldn't include that in a budget cook, but again, this was on special, so just keep an eye out in your supermarket or wherever you're doing your shopping. This 1 cup was $1.80, which Australian, which I know isn't that cheap, but the alternatives is you could just use a stock cube, a beef stock cube, and mix it with like a cup of water. But I'm going to throw this in, and this is why I didn't add the salt to start with. I may even add a little bit of water as well, just a splash. And we'll mix that up. And that's just because I want to cook that pasta as well. So what I'll do is I'll just get that back up to a boil and just onto a simmer. And after it's been simmering for a while, I'll give it a taste and I will add salt. And I more than likely will add salt. I just want to taste it first because I'm not sure how salty that stock I just added is. Alright, we'll get that on a simmer, and I'll see you shortly. Alrighty guys, so that's been cooking away long enough for most of that liquid to evaporate, as you can see there. I just tried one of those shells. They've softened right up. They're a tiny little bit al dente, but not crunchy or anything like that. Just ready to be eaten. And as I was tasting it, I did note it needed a bit more seasoning, so I added some salt, mixed that through, and now I'm just turning the heat off. I'm just going to let that cool slightly. Now, often you would serve this on toast, but because I knew I wasn't serving it on toast, I'm just going to eat it with that pasta. That's why I probably upped the pasta content a bit. I added 2 cups. Mind you, 2 cups. That'd still be fine on toast, but I'm just not a fan of eating like pasta on toast, so you know, spaghetti on toast, stuff like that. I know lots of people are, so that'd be fine on toast as it is, but I prefer to just eat it as is. Alrighty, I'll just let it cool slightly and then I'll serve some up. Alrighty guys, so I've just served up a plateful of my savoury mince and pasta. It's looking really good. I already know it tastes good from the when I was adjusting the seasoning. It's but yeah, let's get some on my fork here. Now, like I say, you could serve it with on toast, and that's how I would have been eating it, you know, 30-40 years ago. But yeah, now I just prefer it by itself, but you know, it's up to you. And I mean, I could go into, you know, like some videos do, you know, breaking down the exact cost and what it is per serve, how much it costs per serve to serve your family and all that, but I think that's a little bit disingenuous because, you know, I picked out a few things that were cheap and just included them on purpose. Like that shell pasta cost next to nothing. I think it was $1 for a big packet, and I only used probably a quarter of the packet. And yeah, so on. I bought that corn. Normally I probably wouldn't use fresh corn. Often people would use the frozen vegetable packs, and nothing wrong with that. So let's see if we can just see a bit up close here. I mean, it is what it is. It's just savoury mince. It's savoury ground beef. It's not going to win any beauty awards, but it's all about the taste, of course. And I absolutely love that. I truly do. And it's not just for nostalgic reasons, it tastes really good. And I'm kind of, yeah, it tastes really good. And I mean, that's a big serve of food there. And it's hardly put a dent in my pan of bloody stuff there. So I'm going to get, I don't know how many meals out of that, but a lot. I'm probably going to have to freeze some. So, yeah, I realise, you know, like I say, you know, interest rates high, rents are high. I realise all that, and you can save a bit of money doing things like this. I know we all like our treats and our fine things, but yeah, now and then we can do something like this, save a bit of money, blah 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 blah. Thanks for watching. And particularly like to thank all you people who've subscribed to my channel. Really appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, can you hit that subscription button? That would help me out no end. There's no obligation or spamming or costs or anything like that on your part. It just helps my channel out. That's all it does. And if you could do that for me, I'd appreciate it. Alrighty guys, I will see you all next time.